So if you've played a decent amount of Elden Ring, you would have noticed an enemy called a Black Knife Assassin, and a lot of you probably would have got annoyed with them because they are so agile, they're frustrating enemies. If we take a look at my Black Knife summon, if I go and start on this guy over here, or at least get his attention, you'll see that the agility, the evasion, and everything on a Black Knife is crazy. So if it comes to this guy, they do jumping attacks and everything like that. So, what we're going to do is take a look at our very own Black Knife Assassin build that is based on mainly dexterity, but a little bit of faith and some strength as well. And the good thing is, the requirements for this one in terms of stats are not too high at all. Although to get the armor set, you will need to make it quite far into the game. When I say quite far, I mean the consecrated snowfield. So this is a look at the armor set and one of the 3 weapons we are going to obtain for this build. And just quickly before we do get into it, if you're not currently subbed to the channel, make sure you do sub, turn notifications on. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, all support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to support me further as a creator, then check out the links in the description, and let's get into it. So, first off, I'm going to show you the skill on this weapon. The skill is the exact same thing Black Knife Assassins pull off. It has incredible range, it's powerful, it deals ticking damage over time, and yeah, it's a lot of fun to run this build. You're incredibly agile, you're jumping around everywhere. So if we have a look, this is the Black Knife. It's a legendary weapon in the game, but we'll also be taking a look at the Bloodhound's Fang and the Bloodhound Claws. What we are running in terms of armor is the full Black Knife set, and this will also remove the sound of your footsteps. So you are a proper assassin, you're nice and quiet. And then the talismans we're going to be looking at are Assassin's Crimson Dagger, the Cerulean Dagger, Lord of Blood's Exultation, and the Carian Filigreed Crest. So I showed you the Black Knife, now we're going to look at Bloodhound's Fang, and I absolutely love this one, because when you use its skill, you charge at an enemy and you step backwards. So you get in there for the attack, and then you've got evasion built into the skill as well. It's going to be very good for getting in, getting an attack, and getting back out, keeping yourself at a safe distance. And then if we have a look at the Bloodhound Claws, yeah, we've got invisibility where we can just dash around with Bloodhound's Step. And they're not too expensive in terms of the cost of FP. So looking at the stats required, I highly recommend, especially if you want to run all 3 weapons, get your endurance up to 18. That is the minimum to have a medium load with all of the talismans, the armor, and the 3 weapons. I actually had to farm myself a few levels to build up the endurance. But with the Black Knife, you need 8 strength, 12 dex, 18 faith. With Bloodhound's Fang, you need 18 strength, 17 dex. And with Bloodhound Claws, you need 10 strength and 15 dex. You'll notice the Bloodhound Claws and also the Bloodhound's Fang cause blood loss build-up. That is why we're going to run Lord of Blood's Exultation. Both the Bloodhound's Fang and the Black Knife level up or upgrade with somber smithing stones. So you'll need levels 1 through 9. You'll need 2 of them to take both of those to level 9. Then the Bloodhound Claws are standard smithing stones. So you will need levels 1 through 8, but you'll need 12 of each of the smithing stones. You'll see the scaling on the claws is a D for dex, a C for strength. On the Bloodhound's Fang is a B for dex, a C for strength. And then on the Black Knife, it's an E for strength, a C for faith, and B for dex. Unfortunately, right now, I only have 25 dexterity. So my dex is really, really low, but the higher you get it, the more power or the more physical attack power you are going to get out of these weapons. And you'll also notice the Black Knife deals holy damage, and the crit on both the Black Knife and the Bloodhound Claws is 110. The Blade of Death is the most expensive skill, costing 19 FP, and jumping into how you get your hands on all of this stuff to put the build together, The Black Knife. What you need to do to get this one is make your way up to the outskirts of the capital in the Altus Plateau, and what you need to do is make your way up to the top. So I'd recommend when you get to Altus Highway Junction, come up the stairs into the capital outskirts, make your way to the Outer Wall Phantom Tree, go up and round to the Outer Wall Battleground, go round and grab the Site of Grace at Windmill Village. Then from there, just follow the path all the way down. You will get a Site of Grace Rampart Side path. But then you're going to make your way to Sainted Hero's grave. And before you even enter the grave, there is a Black Knife assassin sat outside. You take him down, you can summon a spirit there. And once he's defeated, you will get the Black Knife. In terms of the Bloodhound's Fang, if you start from the first step and you come to the east, you'll see Dragonburnt Ruins. Then you make your way southeast and you get to Agil Lake South. If you follow the path all the way down until you get to the Forlorn Hound Evergoal, if you take down the enemy inside that jail, you will get the Bloodhound's Fang. Then for the Bloodhound Claws, what you need to do is make your way up to Volcano Manor. And when you are at the Manor main Site of Grace, you'll see there's 2 NPCs over there. If you come down here and you come in this door to the right, there's going to be a secret passage over here. So if you just run in, like jump into the wall, it will basically reveal the passage. So if I quickly equip my lantern, there's going to be a snail around this corner. So I'm going to quickly kill that. And then if you just keep running, go straight ahead and come down here. Then when you get to the bottom, in this room ahead of us, in the corner, there is going to be a Black Knife assassin. And yeah, you need to take this one down in order to get your hands on the Bloodhound Claws. So if I just quickly, if you're using the Black Knife, it's 2 slashes at +9. And that guy is dead. So on his body, after you kill him for the first time, he will drop you the Bloodhound Claws. And then for the entire armor set, as long as you've made it to the consecrated snowfield, it is incredibly easy. So over here at the top of the map, if you come to Ordina Liturgical Town, what you want to do from this Site of Grace is come up these stairs here into the town. Do a right here, follow this round to the back, and then where you've got these stairs, just jump down here. And underneath there is going to be a dead Black Knife assassin. You don't need to do any fighting or anything like that. You can just grab the full armor set off that body. So that is the 3 weapons you're going to run with this and the armor set covered. So now we move into the talismans. For the Flask of Wondrous Physick, I do just run the Crimson Burst Crystal tier and the Opaline Bubble tier. I would say it's more personal preference, just run whatever you want. I don't think there's really anything that's going to make a huge difference. At least from what I've experienced and what I've got in my list of tiers. So with the Assassin's Crimson Dagger, you need to make your way to the Death-Touched Catacombs. So if you come to Stormhill Shack, you make your way northeast. And then from Saints Bridge, if you make your way west, when you get to this little section here, you're going to jump up. And then on your left hand side, there's going to be the door that you open to make your way into the Death-Touched Catacombs. And what you want to do is run down the stairs. You need to open this door. So go to the left. You can ignore all the skeletons. Come down these stairs, round to the right. Through here, down these stairs. And then run all the way through. And when you get in this room here, pull this lever that's in front of us, and that will open the big door. Then make your way back to the beginning of this catacombs. If you ignore all of the skeletons, every single one of them just run past. And when you do make your way back up, the main door will be open. So go into the main door, down the stairs, there's going to be a fog wall. And inside there is a boss fight with a Black Knife assassin. And he will drop you the Crimson Dagger Talisman. Then with the Assassin's Cerulean Dagger, for that talisman you're going to need to make your way to the right hand side, the east side of Liurnia Lake. And when you get up to the ruined labyrinth, what you want to do is follow this path off to the right, go all the way to the very end of it, and you are going to come across the Black Knife Catacombs. Inside the Black Knife Catacombs, if you come down these stairs here, again, you can try to avoid all of these skeletons. You don't need to go into the boss room, the main boss this time. But just follow the exact route I'm taking. So a left from the boss door. Then here, you're going to have a load of cleaver things that are sliding down. And when they do drop, if you stand here, get lifted up and jump over to here, what you're going to do is run forwards. Try and ignore all the combat because these skeletons do get really irritating. But what you're going to do is carry on through, and there's going to be a fake wall or a secret wall. So you bust that down, then a fog wall, and you're going to have a Black Knife Assassin in here that you need to take down. So that is, in terms of the talismans, that is the Crimson Dagger and the Cerulean Dagger. And if you have a look at my health at the top, if I get a backstab on this enemy, you'll see that my health goes back up to full. That is because what these talismans are going to do is the Crimson Dagger, crit hits will restore HP, that includes backstabs, and the same for the Cerulean Dagger, but that is FP. I strongly recommend both of them because you're going to be up close and personal all the time, you have no shield or anything like that. So getting your health back from crits is going to be important, but also restoring your FP so that you're not always using your flasks. Instead, you can restore it by getting crits. And if you look at the critical rating for Bloodhound's Fang is 100, then for the Black Knife and also for the Claws is 110. Then the third talisman is the Filigreed Crest, and in Liurnia Lake again, if you make your way to Road to the Manor, there's going to be a merchant called War Councillor E.G., and after you have started the quest with Blyde, you will be able to talk to E.G. and he will have the Filigreed Crest for sale. I think it's 5,000 runes. And then the final part, which is Lord of Blood's Exultation. If you head into the capital, you are going to have Lendale Catacombs. And inside the catacombs, if you solve the puzzle, open the boss door, take down the main boss in that catacombs, and he will drop you the Lord of Blood's Exultation talisman. And that is the entire build. The Black Knife, the Bloodhound's Fang, the Bloodhound Claws, the entire Black Knife armor set, then the Assassin's Crimson and Cerulean Daggers, the Lord of Blood's Exultation and the Carian Filigreed Crest talismans. So with this, you're going to deal a lot of blood loss build up. You're also going to deal some holy damage. Once you've got these leveled up, they are incredibly strong. You don't have, your requirements for your attributes are not too high at all. It will be 18 endurance, so that you can stay at a medium load whilst carrying all of the stuff. Then it would be 17 dexterity, 18 strength, and 18 faith. So I mean, the stats are really, really low for this entire build. If you're looking at things like sorcery and running a mage through an astrologer or something like that, for some of the spells you're looking at around 50 to 60 intelligence. So I know there's a few different attributes you have to level up, but they've got incredibly low requirements. And then because you're running the armor set, you don't have any footsteps in the game. So you can run around behind the enemies and they have no idea that you are there. But not only that, if you want to, using the claws, you can do the invisibility, get really close, and then just slice them. With the Fang, you can come up to an enemy, you can use your skill, and you can get back and keep a safe distance. Then with the knife, you can lock onto an enemy, jump up in the air, and ruin their day. But not only that, in terms of their normal physical attacks, with the claws, it's not too high. I mean, it does still one-tap the guys at gate front, but it's got blood loss build-up on it. And then the good thing about them, if you are getting into trouble, so if a wolf comes and attacks me, If the wolf is... there we go, you finally figured out who I am. Alright, this guy wants it instead. So, if I get into any trouble, I can just do an invisibility dash around them and they have no idea what to do. Yeah, see, I'm not really there. Honestly, if you want fun in Elden Ring, and you're getting fed up with using all the meta builds and stuff, then an assassin is definitely the way to go. Running this with a dexterity build, fantastic. So with the black knife and its physical, it's a little bit stronger than the claws. I mean, realistically, it's got to be because it's a legendary weapon. And then with the Fang, its shield breaks, and I mean, I don't actually know what my favourite weapon of the three is. I really like the ability on the claws because it's invisibility, it gets you out of trouble. I really like the ability on the, the black knife, because it just reminds me of the spirit summon. And it's payback for what the black knife assassins in the game do to you. But then I absolutely love the ability on the Fang as well, because you get in there, get an attack and get out. But not only that, the physical damage on Bloodhound's Fang is by far the highest. So that was a 583. If I use the claws, it's like 254. If I use the black knife, it is 351. But then with the Fang, 474. So it's a lot higher than the other two weapons for just your raw physical damage. I think skill-wise it's probably going to be Blade of Death on the black knife. It's going to leave the claws out. But for damage and using the weapon, Bloodhound's Fang, skill, black knife. And I mean, I don't know, you would probably say blood loss build up. Yeah, I don't think there really is anything else for the claws. I love them all, but my favourites are skill for the black knife and the pure, like, raw physical damage for the Bloodhound's Fang. But that was a look at the Black Knife Assassin Dexterity build in Elden Ring. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. If you've used any of these, if you've put this build together at some point, let me know what you think, your favourite skill across the weapons, your favourite weapon in general, and also if there's other talismans and tiers you're going to use in the Flask of Wondrous Physick and stuff. Let me know all of that good stuff in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.